I was a preacher at age 15. I was a local. I was licensed a local preacher at age 18, and helped a Methodist pastor, a Reverend Floyd Enfinger, who became very active in the civil rights movement in Alabama back in that day, back in the 60s. And I used to help him with a little church called Epworth Methodist Church. I preached there every second, fourth, and when there was a fifth Sunday, I preached there on the fifth Sunday. Father was a clothing salesman, and he tried to sell George Wallace one of his inauguration suits. And George Wallace refused to buy from him because of me, because my views were too liberal on race back in that day, which was about 1960, 1961, 58 in there. So that's one of my beginnings there. And Barber County and Alabama, of course, were the seats of the racist politics of that day. At Duke University, I saw a little card on the bulletin board that was talking about a church in Kansas City. I called the guy up. He had already come to Duke and left, but then he flew us out to Duke, to Kansas City, and we liked each other, and I was called to what you might know is the St. John's United Methodist Church. Do you know where that church is? A very upscale church. And I only lasted there about 6 or 8 months, and they decided I was the associate pastor being groomed to be the pastor. Then I went to Peculiar, Missouri, and pastored there for 1 year, and was terminated from there. The Methodist Church basically said I was persona non grata, expelled me, and nobody would. In the Methodist system, my name was not very well received among churches, and because I was such a activist in terms of race and those kinds of things.